I used to report to Charles Toh that I would find a bed bug or a cockroach or a bug that needed to be cleaned out of the apartment. And now that Charles Toh is not here, I have not been reporting the bed bug infestation or other kind of bug infestation or cockroach infestation to anyone. And it's true that I don't want to put it on YouTube every time I find a bed bug or a cockroach or a bug. I wanted to tell YouTube that I find the infestation in this apartment that has been flooded, and that the landlord won't give me another key because this apartment was flooded, but the landlord did clean up that it was flooded. Well, I don't think that's paid for because I didn't hire them to clean up the flooding, but they cleaned it up and put in a new hot water heater, and I don't know you that way. It's true I don't have karma to be here, and I'm not interested in that you don't like me. I'm not interested in that you owe me money and you didn't give it to me. You owe me keys and you didn't give them to me. I'm really not interested in that. That's the whole lifelong lesson to myself, that I don't get what I need from my God. And when I ask somebody for what I need because they didn't give it to me, offered to me like God, it's true that you're in the wrong, even though you think that I'm selling you myself deceased. And I'm doing something wrong against my God because I don't speak for my God, didn't do something for me by that somebody offered it to me and I can't afford it. It's true that you don't afford who you are to myself. Myself, the creation of myself, and myself right here. Myself above and myself right here. It's true that you think that I did something against myself and that I don't speak for myself with myself. And that's really wrong to me. I don't want to go through that anymore. I need a death on myself out of the formed world because you won't give me keys, because you have them illegally. Yes, I'm aware of that you have keys illegally and you want me to pay you illegal money. You want me to do something illegal for the keys to support me and my God, like we're gay guys. Yep, because you're so far in the wrong. That's what you think about me when I don't have what I need without you. And how would you know that? If I had what I need or I didn't have what I need without you. This you actually objecting to your own alive is a debt if you don't put yourself in jail and prison because you don't want to pay out any money or banking or keys. Or food itself. At this time, I need food to be brought to me because I don't pay the cashiers that it's in view at this time that I am none higher than me deceased. I don't actually make payments to the cashiers with my leverage being disclosed against yourselves, against your cashiers. I'm not going to take it from them that they know who I am and reject the money. Nope. That might be true. Anybody out there, a cashier, and watching this YouTube video, look for none higher than me deceased, is not going to pay you any cash and is not going to take it from you that you're refusing service to myself. Well, you don't know who I am for the last 45 years of alive because you're supposed to dispute each other over the money is really not yours, including the stock is not yours. You're not supposed to move it. You're supposed to fight with each other and go to jail and prisons. And you don't know that is not true. You are arguing with each other, that you accuse each other of thieving. You try to put people in jail for that they did not make the payments. Yeah, but you don't put them in jail with yourself. If you find someone didn't make a payment for some transaction or for like a purchase, you try to put them in jail for what you call shoplifting. But you're exactly in it as the cashier or attendant or someone who's performing a service. You belong in jail exactly with someone you accuse of shoplifting or somebody who is against the innkeeper. What a waste of a long life that you haven't been putting people in jail and going in jail as an attendant of a cash register that you keep open. Yep, you're so far in the wrong. You issue a receipt, and the one who receives the receipt never keyed open your cash register, and they're really not wrong to walk away with the receipt, even though you just accuse them of that they didn't get a receipt elsewhere as if they didn't give you some kind of an agreement, such as a payment, and you would give them maybe change. I want to say what a waste to Howard Chait, but I don't know who he is or where he is really. All I know is he's a sex offender to myself who was checking my address. Unforced error in tennis, he had no one pursuing himself, and I have people pursuing me for the rent money right now, and I don't have it. I don't have it after what he did to me. And when it's done, I don't have what it takes to tell Howard Chait that he did something that I don't agree with. If he was to see this video, I still don't have it installed in him that I was threatening his address and threatening what he thinks about me and threatening that he's going to jail and prison for that. He's talking to me, and I actually don't want to go to jail to prison with Howard Chait. I don't want to. I'm not going to jail for you. And I don't want all the cry you gave me that you were checking my address or now that you're not, because I don't live there anymore. Well, he said to me, what a waste. When he was driving a car and he had his foot on the accelerator, and he was talking to me about my life as a waste of time. Oh yeah, he didn't mind saying that to me. He's not a sex offender. No, he didn't do anything wrong. He said, what a waste of life to me. But just the words, what a waste. And I want to say that right here on the video. Yeah, but what? I'm not threatening that I'm driving a car. I'm going to accident a car because does he even have a driver's license? I don't know, because he said something to me like, get in the car and he's going to drive somewhere. Yeah, I did get in the car. Even though I had my own car, now I don't have a car to drive anymore. And I don't know why. Who is the creator of Howard Chait that brilliantly made it so that human trafficking was going on and I don't sleep a set of car keys? Pair of car keys like for a house with a 2 cars garage. I don't sleep that either. I don't have any keys for cars since Howard Chait was checking my address and he's not a Moser. Who's the creator of this problem? The God above knows what he's doing? That's so funny. I'm not aware of that when I'm angry. I don't really see it that way, that the God above me is doing something to give me a death in my prejudice. Well, what is a sex offender? I heard the God above me say that I shouldn't have had sex with Howard Chait. That's so funny. What's his name? Howard Chait, and we are now established that he's not due to ask me for sex unless he's in a walled-in prison with deceased address, and there are guns on himself that he's going to get shot and put in a morgue. I know it sounds so easy that I can state the order now and nobody has it paid for. You don't actually feel the shock that I didn't have it paid for elsewhere to state the order to him and that he would leave. I can state it here, like on a video. I can't really say it to somebody in the threatening who's checking my address and calling my phone. I don't live alone anymore because of what he did to me. Is because he said, can I come in? Can I move in? He also asked if he could move into my apartment. Wow, I'm not actually interested in going out with him because he asked me if he could move in. How do you know where I live and if you can ask to move in and I'm the landlord? All of a sudden, I'm a landlord who can let somebody move in. No. I didn't say that I would give you permission. I don't give permission. I'm the one who gets given permission. And he thinks that we're fucking, and I don't think so. I'm none higher than me, deceased, and you're not going to talk to me about fucking here, but listen to how it talks and talks and talks, and it's angry and it's not shocking. I'm the only one who lost something. I'm the only one who's angry, and I'm this big. That is different than if I was none higher than me elsewhere's up in heaven and above heaven. I could get angry there, and I move the whole creation. I move everything about myself if I want to. But I can't do anything here. I can't even get a male to not hurt me in the genitals because I wouldn't ask you not to hurt me. No, that's not deceased to myself. I'm not allowed to hear you make a speech offense. You're due in jail and prison. I don't know what you're going to do with yourself. And Charles Toh and Howard Chait both followed through and raped myself in the same bed. And I don't know how you knew I lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. It's not true. I would help you with that. If you have threatening that I live someplace at all, I'm not in your creator, and I want that deceased. Because you actually threatened that I didn't have a residence at all if I just give up the keys and walk off. Then you don't have that in your leverage that I have a residence, and that's not true in alive. I do have a residence in alive. I did give up my residence, but I could have given it up in leverage. I could just say it to my God, I don't want the residence. That doesn't mean he sends a sex offender and he can take over the keys while I'm still alive in the residence. Well, I don't know the God above myself that way. He's going to die. I know you think I'm going to die the wrong way. I know you think that I'm lower than a prostitute. I know you think that you don't have to listen to me because I have bigger problems than you do. Why do I have any problems at all is what I want to know. You're none higher than me, and I have more problems than you do. What kind of devotion do you have to God? You love yourself. How can I love yourself with all the complaints I have about my life? Do you think that God loves yourself when you love yourself? For all that you disbelieve about me speaking, do you think the God above yourself loves yourself? You know something about your God that I don't. Like what? I'm supposed to find you in contempt of myself, but you went too far. You executed threatening that was due in a walled-in prison with deceased address, and you did that in public in all the addresses everywhere, all over the world, all around the world. I find you in contempt that way is really not me doing that. That's you finding me that I wouldn't stop you by asking you, please don't hurt me. Wow, and you're so far in the wrong because I was the size of a child when I was first alive, and I didn't ask you not to hurt me. I found you doing all sorts of things wrong in my life. The sexual assault was not executed on myself as a child. It was executed on myself as an adult. And you were interested in the sexual climax in the presence of an enemy. And I really don't know why. Because why wasn't that molested as a child? So it's molested all the way through and I don't work for you. Well, you actually wanted to stop me and interrupt me that I was working for myself, and you wanted me to work for you, and that you get everything out of it, and that if then you don't get what you want, you molest me in the genitals because you approximately don't get anything out of it, but you want me to sell you myself deceased, and all the money that would be money that I would use for myself, but you just want it to be a total loss for myself, a TOHTALLY, totally lost problem. Charles Toh, totally lost problem. Well, I don't really know you that way. Do you have problems like that? What do you know about deceased when you don't have anything but an unclean death and it's yourself? Well, who is the God that's creating you? Look at how I'm asking you this question and you don't worry about yourself at all. You don't worry about yourself at all. Have you been sexually abused? You look like you deserve it, is what you're saying while you're watching this video in karma and in threatening. You think I don't know that detestable part of you anyway? I didn't come into this world as God to be God to you. Who thinks that I'm God anyway? Who watching this video thinks that I'm God anyway? From your point of view, you watching this video, huh? Why are you even watching this video? Why are you watching my YouTube? If you're not God, what kind of a death do you have in watching YouTube? And yet you're there. How many views is this video going to get? Is anybody writing any comments? You want my address? You want to send the police to arrest myself and put me in jail? Would that make you feel better? How come you don't go to jail when that happens? You actually want to do that to somebody on TV? You want to put me in jail because I'm on your TV and you don't like it, and that's how you don't see more videos of me anymore. You don't think there's something wrong with that? I'm here about that there's something wrong with that. You're all out of shock. You don't have a God to pray to except for the entrapment of a piece of myself that's inside of you. And I don't agree with you doing that to me inside of you. And I didn't come here to find out what it's like to be sexually abused and tortured by, I'll have what you're having, give me your keys and get out, and you take away from me everything I need that moves. You think I don't know how to do that to you? Where'd you learn that from? Don't you have a father? You know how to be an offender to myself, and you think that you're above me. Who taught you how to fuck?